Hello and welcome everyone. This is Amy of AJC Magic TV going live. Gonna talk about my top Christmas movies and the cartoon style Christmas movies. Some are only a half hour long, some are a little bit longer. If we have time, we'll play some trivia. I know lots of people are going live at the parks, and tonight I know Resort TV One and that crazy Disney ladies at Fort Wilderness showing around the decorations. Believe me, I wish I could be there. I love the holiday season at Christmas, and I really am missing the candlelight processional and all of that good stuff. So um, I'll wait and see if anybody comes in. I know I didn't have it scheduled, but it is my normal time, and I do appreciate and thank anyone who's been watching the replay. I should have had it set up. I wasn't sure if I was going to go live, but I decided I would, and we'll talk about my top Christmas movies and top Christmas type cartoons. Welcome in, Ranger 92308. Thank you for the dollar super chat. That's very much appreciated. Never expected, but very appreciative. Thank you for joining this evening. I do appreciate that. Hope you're having a great evening. Hope you're enjoying the holiday season. It's much appreciated. So thank you for the super chat. And we'll get started here in a moment. Welcome in Catherine Wilby and Penguins Master. Ho, ho, ho. Yes. Merry Christmas, everyone. Da, da, da. Hello, Mouse Talk. Welcome in, Mouse Talk. Welcome in, Monarch Moments. Thank you very much for joining this evening. Um, and welcome in, Nicole. Sorry I missed you there. I saw you go by there. Yeah, we'll talk about my top Christmas cartoon type films and my top Christmas movies. They change around, but I tried to come up with a good list of ones that I really enjoyed. And I do thank everyone for joining. And you can also participate in the chat, and I'll try to read as many comments as I can of what your favorites are. But we'll start with the cartoon style Christmas shows. Um, so my number 10, they're really not in any order because I do have some favorites, but trying to write them all down and everything. But Polar Express is my number 10. I will watch it. I do enjoy it. I know some people, I know the animation kind of makes the elves look a little creepy. And I know some of the Santa scenes is kind of creepy looking for kids and stuff. But you also have to remember a lot of those characters are Tom Hanks playing all the different characters in the Polar Express. So yeah, they try to change it up and make the elves look elfy, I guess. Although they do look creepy in a sense. So, the Polar Express is my number 10. um, my number 9 is the Little Drummer Boy. Yes, Catherine will be Frosty the Snowman. That's a good one. That's a good one. I enjoy that. The Little Drummer Boy. It's a little bit older one. You could sometimes you might see it. I'm not sure who's running a lot of those old Rankin and Bass Puppetmation films this year. I know I've been watching TBS and TNT and AMC, and I've caught some of them on there. I do have a lot of them on VHS and DVD. When I get a chance to watch them, I'll watch them and put them in. But it's been hardly a chance to do that. I know I've been watching the Polar Express lately, and I've seen A Christmas Story and various stuff. But sorry about that. The Little Drummer Boy. Hello, Kathy, and Randy. Welcome in. I'm going to go over my top list, and then when we have time, we'll play some pop trivia. So we'll get to that in a moment. Um, Number 8 for me is Disney's A Christmas Carol with Jim Carrey as Scrooge. The cartoon version, a Christmas Carol, Disney's A Christmas Carol. It has Jim Carrey, so that's number 8. Welcome in, Adventures by Dee. Welcome in, Dave. Thank you for joining. But I do enjoy a lot of the different Christmas stories, Scrooge type of movies. I watch the oldest to some of the newer ones out there. So welcome in, Monarch Moments, Garrett. I don't know if I said hello, but A Christmas Carol, Disney's Christmas Carol with Jim Carrey. My number 7 cartoon is 'Twas the Night Before Christmas. I don't know if any of you have ever seen that one, where the mice live in behind the clock at the house, or they help the clockmaker. There are mice that live there, and they have to help fix the clock so it can ring on Christmas. But 'Twas the Night Before Christmas was my number 7. My number 6 is Frosty the Snowman. I do enjoy Frosty the Snowman. It's a little short, but it's always been fun. Been watching that since I was a kid. It's enjoyable. The songs are fun. Plus, that I also have watched Frosty Returns, where he meets Mrs. Frosty. So, Frosty the Snowman and Frosty Frosty Returns. Penguin Master says, "A year without a Santa Claus. I like Snow Miser." Yeah, they're really cool. My number 5 is Santa Claus is Coming to Town. That is with Fred Astaire. He plays the Santa, I believe. Yeah, I think it's Fred Astaire. He's the mailman. And that's where the Burgermeister, Meisterburger, tries to ban Kris Kringle and Santa from coming to town and everything like that. So it's one of the Rankin and Bass puppetmation type of film. It's pretty fun to watch. The Burgermeister, Meisterburger, yes. And he tries to chase the evil warlock and everything. But it tells the story of Santa Claus and why he does certain things. My number 4 is Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. That's another Rankin and Bass. Yeah, the winter warlock. And Santa Claus is coming to town. And then he actually sides with Santa and helps him out. But Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer is my number 4 film. It's hard to kind of rank them because I do watch them and I love watching them. I've been watching a lot of these since I was a kid. I grew up with all of the different Christmas family cartoon style films. They're always fun when you see them on certain nights. You make the popcorn and sit down and watch Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer and whatever else they would show on TV that night. I know a couple of them. I love the Heat Miser penguins at Penguin Master. Yeah, if you live in the South, you like the Heat Miser. If you live in the North, the Snow Miser. You guys have stole my thunder, but my number 3 is A Year Without a Santa Claus. That's where Santa feels sick and he's not sure if there's goodwill in the world, and he decides he's going to take the year off, and they send the elves down and they run into the Heat Miser and the Snow Miser to get snow in Southtown, USA. And it's fun, and everybody remembers the Snow Miser and the Heat Miser. And I know for a long time it was on TV, and then it took a while also. I also love the Raiders with the Super Bowl Christmas special. Funny, Garrett. I'm sure, yeah. Right now, I don't really care. The Steelers have been stinking out the place. They 1 week they're hot, 1 week they're cold. You never know what Steeler team you get. So we'll see what happens this week against the Titans. But my number 3 was Year Without a Santa Claus. My number 2 is The Grinch with Boris Karloff as the narrator. That's the original cartoon Grinch. That's one of my favorites, Dr. Seuss's. Um, who doesn't like the Grinch? And yeah, if you ever get the Universal Studios in Orlando, I'm not sure if they do Grinchmas out in Hollywood Universal because I've never really been there and never really seen anybody talk about what they do out in Hollywood Universal besides the Halloween Horror Nights. But I don't know if they do Christmas stuff out there or not. But I know at Universal Orlando they have Grinchmas in Islands of Adventure, and then they have I wouldn't consider Frozen, but the Olaf special, yes, but not the actual Frozen movie. But the Olaf Christmas shows are cute. That would be an honorable mention for me, just because I only seen bits and pieces and stuff like that. But I know Mike Wheeler probably loves the Olaf shows. The Grinch original is yes, that is my I watch all three. I love the Grinch, yes, and then of course my favorite is Merry Christmas, Charlie Brown. Charlie Brown's Christmas. That's my favorite cartoon Christmas show. Who doesn't like Charlie Brown? It's very meaningful, and I love the Charlie Brown characters. I love all their holiday specials and a lot of their movies and everything like that. So I'm a really big Peanuts fan. So, but Charlie Brown Christmas is one of my favorites. There's also a Charlie Brown Happy New Year's Charlie Brown. I don't know if any of you have ever seen that, but they have a New Year's one, Thanksgiving. So there's always a favorite holiday Charlie Brown show. But that is the cartoons that I enjoy at Christmas time. There's many more. When I see them on, I'll watch them, or I have other videos and DVDs of some older films in there. I know some of you have mentioned some different ones. So, but I'll go ahead and start the actual live action films. And yeah, I know a lot of people say Die Hard is a Christmas movie because it takes place during Christmas time, but I don't know if I could agree with that. It's just an action adventure for me because there's a lot of Die Hard or regular movies that happen around Christmas. Down at the bottom of my list, I have A Christmas Carol. There's a couple different versions that I enjoy. There's the Alistair Sims. There's George C. Scott. There's a few different versions of A Christmas Carol or Scrooged. I wrote Scrooged with Bill Murray as my number 9. That's kind of fun. Bill Murray's funny. And just a different version of one of the many different versions of A Christmas Carol or Scrooge or whatever. I also have a musical Christmas Carol with Albert Finney. So there's all kinds of different ones. Yeah, I agree there, Kathy and Randy. Hard to top Charlie Brown. No, there isn't. Monarch. Yes, I do love the Muppet Christmas Carol, and that is on my list a little bit later. Okay, my number 8 is It's a Wonderful Life. Jimmy Stewart's It's a Wonderful Life. Kind of a longer film. I watch it every once in a while when it's on TV. I catch different parts of it. I watch it all the way through. Jimmy Stewart is from Indiana, Pennsylvania, which is about a 2-hour drive from where I live. They have a Jimmy Stewart museum. Not a bad movie. It didn't do great when it first came out at the box office, but now it kind of has a cult following of It's a Wonderful Life and has done fairly well. If you're in Indiana, Pennsylvania, or you're in Pennsylvania and didn't know that, and you're a fan of It's a Wonderful Life, I know during the holiday season at the Jimmy Stewart Museum, they have little showings of that movie or clips. But you can always go check out the Jimmy Stewart Museum any time of the year in Indiana, Pennsylvania. My number 7 is The Santa Claus with Tim Allen. It's a good movie. It's fun. I remember when it came out, I used to watch. We watch It's a Wonderful Life every Christmas time. Yes, so do we. Hello, William, England, Portugal. Welcome in. I'm talking about my top 10 movies, and I talked about the top 10 cartoon type Christmas movies. Now I'm talking about the live action, and then we'll get into some trivia for a little bit. But The Santa Claus with Tim Allen is my number 8. Or I'm sorry, my number 7. Oh, you're welcome. Welcome in, Shirley Starwalker. Thank you for joining. But my number 7 was The Santa Claus with Tim Allen. Fun movie. Just all around of learning and amazement of the special effects and how things work for Santa. So kind of fun movie. I know number 2. I don't think number 2 was that good. Number 3, I thought it was fun. A little different and everything when they bring in all the different fictional characters like the Tooth Fairy and Jack Frost and everything like that. So, but the Santa Claus. So my number 6 is Elf, Buddy the Elf. My favorite is Santa Claus the movie, 1985. Okay, I know which one you're talking about. That's the one with Jonathan Lithgow, I believe, and Dudley Moore, I think, Shelley. Is that the one with Dudley Moore and Jonathan Lithgow? Because I know a lot of people talk about that particular one. Okay. Yeah, I've seen that. It's been a while since I've seen that. I might have it on DVD. Or I'll have to look and see if I can find it somewhere. Sorry about that. My mouth gets dry and everything and whatever. But like I said, Elf, Buddy the Elf, it's a fun movie. It's kind of silly and just lighthearted if you just want to sit back, relax, and everything like that. I know I have it a little bit lower just because there's some other movies. But a lot of these are my favorites. I'll watch it when I see it on there. I know Penguin Master loves Elf. So, and I see Kathy and Randy likes the Elf movie. Watched a little bit of background of where they made some of the scenes and just all the different fun stuff on that. And it has a lot of quotes. Yes. Yes, you do there. My number 5 is the Home Alone. Home Alone 1 and 2. I like number 2 a little bit better than number 1. Although when I did first see Home Alone, I was living in Orlando, Florida when that came out as the big hit and everything. Oh, I forgot about Gremlins being one of them. Yeah. And Christmas Vacation. That's on my list. I just haven't gotten to that yet. But I'll say Home Alone 2, Lost in New York. That was kind of a fun movie. I went to New York City and seen Rockefeller Center and all the different spots of where Kevin went to. And Home Alone is a good movie too. I just remember it being fun and laughing like crazy. So when that first came out, how big of a hit it was. I was living in Orlando. I did come home around that Christmas time and went and saw it again. So got to see it a couple of times there. And I watch it most of the time when I see them on. Home Alone 2. and they're pretty good. I forgot about gremlins being around Christmas. Yeah, don't feed them after midnight. My number 4 is National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. Um, it's kind of funny because I know when it first came out, I wasn't like a big fan, and it's just kind of grown on me. And when I catch it, I know I was watching it yesterday and the day before, different parts. And yesterday I watched it all the way through. It's kind of fun watching it and seeing how all the different things leading up to the big day of Christmas. Elf. Is Elf on your list? Yes, it is on my list. I already went past it. It was number 6. And number 5 was the Home Alone movies. Yeah, The Grinch with Jim Carrey. That's an honorable mention for me, just because I ran out of room for some other ones. But I do watch that every once in a while. The Grinch with Jim Carrey. It's a fun movie and everything like that. And like I said, my number 4 was Christmas Vacation. Um, my number 3 is White Christmas. Unfortunately, I don't get to catch that too much, and it's not on TV too much, so I kind of have to stream it or watch the DVD of it, of A White Christmas, but I do enjoy that. It's a little longer film, but it's fun to watch, and the dancing and the singing and everything, but A White Christmas. Thank you, William. I do appreciate that. Yeah, I know that's where I've been catching it there. I only catch bits and pieces or watch it every year, but I at least try and watch it all the way through once. A lot of times when I want to watch it, it's already too late and I know I have to get up early for work the next day. But my number 2 is Muppets Christmas Carol. I love that version. It's sad to say. I mean, it's a fun version. The Muppets are just hilarious. Gonzo and Rizzo the Rat. Um, they just add to it, but it's just fun watching it and makes it entertaining. I'm not sure how kid like, but it's something you and your family can sit down and enjoy. But it's just fun watching that, and it's I watch it all the time. The Muppets Christmas Carol. We are in for anything Muppets, yes. I know one that I forgot to put on my list of like cartoons and puppets is Emmett Otter's Jug Band Christmas. I don't know if any of you have ever seen that, but Emmett Otter's Jug Band Christmas is one of my favorites. It used to be an HBO special when I was a kid growing up. I have it on DVD. Um, it's fun, great entertainment. Then I also remember watching Red Skeleton right after that. He did the I can't remember what his Freddy the Freeloader show that was really good, but Red Skeleton's Freddy the Freeloader Christmas special was always on after the Muppets after Emmett Otter's Jug Band Christmas. But then my number 1 is A Christmas Story. I know that's a little controversial for some people. I don't know what makes me enjoy that so much. I think I just remember being dropped off as a kid, my dad taking us to the movies and dropping us off to go see it. And it's just grown on me. I've been to the house in Cleveland, Ohio. I went twice. Once the first time, my friend and I did the tour and everything. The second time, I was up in Cleveland and kind of just drove through the neighborhood, stopped by the house, went into the gift shop, took some pictures afterwards outside the house. I didn't go on the actual tour and kind of watched it, went into the free museum and stuff, and then I had to keep going. But yeah, it's about the Red Ryder BB gun of Ralphie trying to figure out a way of how he's going to get a Red Ryder BB gun for Christmas, and just keeps getting shot down because the famous line is "You'll shoot your eye out," type of thing. They do a Christmas marathon on TBS and TNT. All 24 hours of Christmas starts Christmas Eve all the way until like early evening Christmas Day. And we pretty much have it on our TV most of the day if I'm home, and we'll have it on. It's just fun. I've been to the area up in Cleveland, the house, and then they talk about some of the different things. But Also, some of the movie sets were up in St. Catharines, Canada, I believe. Some of the filming and everything like that. Yeah, we'll have to go again sometime, Penguins Master. Not the. It would be nice to go around Christmas time, but it gets real busy. But we'll have to go sometime, maybe before um, Christmas or in the spring or something. I know I was driving through Cleveland one time in October, and I decided to go by the house and everything, and I just went into the gift shop and kind of took pictures from outside the house and stuff like that. But yeah, if you're in the Cleveland area, you can go visit the house. They do have a tour, and I also heard that there's a chance sometimes that you can rent out the actual house. They actually have like an apartment in behind there. I've seen a couple YouTubers actually stay there overnight and do a vlog on it and everything. So you can always check that out too. I don't know if I would want to stay there um, it would sound fun to be hanging out in the house, all that, because they do, once the tours and stuff are over, they do allow you to go wander the house a little bit. Just don't mess it up or whatever. But that's pretty much my list for the Christmas movies. Yeah, the Rankin and Bass Christmas specials are my favorites. Um, they're the old puppet motion films. They have all different types. I know there's Jack Frost. There's all kinds of different ones. It's the store where they had Santa. Yes, the store is called Hagen. What was it called? I want to say Higgins or something. It started with an H. It was from Cleveland. When you go on the tour in that city too, yeah, I was in Cleveland. One of the reasons why Higbee's, it was called Higbee's. One of the reasons why Higbee's got the thing is they went around to different department stores in Cleveland, and they were the ones that said, yes, you can come and sugar up the kids and do whatever they needed to do. And they agreed to allow them to come in and do the Santa Claus scene and everything. So it was Higbee's in downtown Cleveland. It's no longer there. And I know, like, I know one time, like years ago, when my friend and I went, they talked about an area where the bowling alley supposedly was, at a Chinese restaurant, but it wasn't the Chinese restaurant, like actually in the movie. Your first eggnog while watching this. Thank you. Cool. Hello, Tom Does Disney. Thank you for joining. Hi, thank you, Tom. Have a great night, and thank you for popping in. I do appreciate that. but but yeah, they'll show you around to talk about the different things, and there's a lot of different pictures inside the museum and clothing. I know the guy who played Randy actually came to Pittsburgh one time for a showing of A Christmas Story, and he talked about the filming and all of that stuff too. So they do talk about a lot of that. But that's like with any film, you can go around California, LA, or New York City for Home Alone, and Chicago and stuff like that, and especially like A Christmas Vacation and things too. So yeah, but that's pretty much my list of movies. I don't know if any of you have different movies that you watch at Christmas time or need to watch. A lot of times, I know like they have the 25 Days of Christmas, but they've been kind of sticking to like Home Alone 2, Santa Clauses, and just rotating that around. But then there's other things. Randy all bundled up where he couldn't move was so funny. Yes, it was. And I know I've been not that bundled up, but I know how that could be heavy on you when you're trying to walk and everything like that. The actor who played Ralphie was an elf as Ming Ming. Okay, I do remember seeing Ralphie, the guy who played Ralph, Peter Billingsley, in Elf. So they do get other types of thing, other streams and everything. But we can go ahead and that was my list. I don't know if any of you have other other movies that you like to add to that. Um, or I know, nowadays you can turn on Netflix and pull up Christmas movies. I know on Disney Plus, Apple TV, there's all kinds of different stuff, or just regular if you have other stuff too. Not sure if you mentioned this one, but we watch The Holiday with Jack Black every year. Now, I did not mention that one, but I do remember recalling that particular movie. Yes, The Nightmare Before Christmas, Charlie Brown Christmas. I forgot about The Nightmare Before Christmas one. Um, yeah, I enjoy that. I haven't watched that for a while, since Halloween probably. And I know that could be like, is it a Christmas movie or is it a Halloween movie? I know when it first came out, it was around Halloween, but I also know that, you could do Christmas. They do the Haunted Mansion holiday with the Nightmare Before Christmas type of thing. While You Were Sleeping is good too. Yeah, that one I'm not sure too much about. I do remember the title and probably have seen it, but um, as far as like a Christmas, I'm not sure. I know there's the Four Christmases. I've seen that on TV and stuff, but I had never really got into that as much either. Fun Facts by Penguin Master on Elf. But that's pretty much all my movies. Like I said, my number one is A Christmas Story. Number two is Muppets Christmas Carol. Number three is White Christmas. Number four, Christmas Vacation. National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. Number five, Home Alone, Home Alone 2. Number six is Elf. Number seven, The Santa Claus. Number eight is It's a Wonderful Life. Number nine, Scrooged. And then number 10, A Christmas Carol. That was all the live action of my top 10. Although I watch a lot of different Christmas movies, and I just flip through different streaming services or my own DVDs and put them on. The cartoons that I have listed, or the family friendly type ones, Charlie Brown Christmas, The Grinch with Boris Karloff as the narrator, Year Without a Santa Claus, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, Santa Claus is Coming to Town, Frosty the Snowman, 'Twas the Night Before Christmas, Disney's A Christmas Carol with Jim Carrey, The Little Drummer Boy, Polar Express, and then some honorable mentions is Emmett Otter's Jug Band Christmas, The Grinch with Jim Carrey. So there's all kinds of different films going on there. But yeah, Miracle on 34th Street. Usually I would end up watching that on Thanksgiving whenever they would play that on TV. The Miracle on 34th Street. I've seen a couple different versions. Bill Murray with Scrooge. Yes, that's a good one. I know an honorable mention is A Very Brady Christmas. If you watched the Brady Bunch growing up, I know I watched A Very Brady Christmas. Kind of corny, cheesy, but it was the Brady Bunch, and I had to watch it. So, and I always liked watching the Brady Bunch when I was growing up and everything. So that has always been a good, fun movie. I was just looking. If you haven't yet and have Netflix, check out the animated film Claus. Okay, I will check that out. I have heard about that, but I can't really picture about it. But I've heard other people mention Claus. I know there's I can't figure his name right now. There's a couple other Santa type movies and stuff. Yeah, I'll have to write that one down, Shelley. I used to work in a video store many, many years ago. So we would play at Christmas time various Christmas movies and different things. So I got to love a lot of the and learn about a lot of the different stuff. But yeah, a lot of the different streaming services have all kinds of stuff out there that you can watch and stream and different new movies and new stories and stuff. But let me grab some trivia. But we can do Christmas trivia again or the pop trivia. We'll do that till probably around 7 o'clock ish. I know the Disney Nerd Herders are taking the night off. I wasn't sure about it, what other people were doing. Are you guys taking the night off? Monarch Moments. Usually this and that is on at 9 o'clock. I know Joy S and her crew are taking the night off. There's a few, but I believe she has a premiere at 8 p.m. Um, Usually the D&G Explorers are on at 8 p.m. Pete McDevitt goes live with various sports and various other creator talk. Okay, no Monarch Moments this evening. I know right now that crazy Disney lady is at Fort Wilderness showing the decorations, so it's Resort TV 1. But around Fort Wilderness, it's always fun to check that out. Yeah, if you're ever down in Disney at Christmas time, that's probably one place to go. And even if you just go like to the front of take the boat over and then kind of walk to some of the closer campgrounds to the middle of the area where the hoop-de-doo and stuff. I forget what the trading posts and everything like that. So yeah, there's a lot of different people not streaming tonight, and I didn't really check out who was going to stream, whether this and that's going to be on. But you can always check out Dean of the Live Place, theliveplace.com, and see who might be out there streaming this evening. But I know Resort TV 1, that crazy Disney lady, they're at Fort Wilderness. I know Florida Park Explorers is at Epcot. Pete McDevitt he has creator chat, and he's going to have Zoel's World at 7 p.m. So go check that out, Pete McDevitt. And then also, don't forget on Saturday, there will be the Christmas special that Pete McDevitt and Love and Disworld Craig are putting together a show of the Christmas story. And then also the Marvel. I should have grabbed the links for it before I came on, and I forgot about it. But also the Marvel Awards is also Saturday evening on the Pete McDevitt show. So don't forget to go check that out. See if I can find the links because I had them and forgot to grab it. But it's Epcot's Candlelight Processional on Saturday at 5, and then the Disney Recognition Show at 6:30. On the Pete McDevitt show. That's the link for the Marvel show there. Okay, you can let me know if you want pop trivia or Christmas trivia. Pop trivia or Christmas trivia. Hello, Candy Mom Cynthia and Movie Mania Nick. Welcome in. So let me know if you would rather have pop trivia or Christmas trivia, because I have them both right here. So let me know. The pop trivia um, covers from the 1950s all the way to 2000s, or we could do Christmas trivia. Welcome in, Candy Mom and Movie Mania Nick. So I don't know if anybody wants to vote or say, because whoever I see first, whether you want the pop trivia or Christmas trivia or no trivia, we can just go ahead and talk about the Christmas movies or some other movies. I know Spider-Man's coming out this weekend. I'm sure a lot of you Marvel fans or Spider-Man fans will be heading to the theaters. Okay, we'll go with pop trivia. And also, don't forget to check out my Vlogmas that I've been doing. What I should have done is started with the 24th on the calendars and counted backwards to Christmas, but it's now just opening up all the days towards Christmas on that. I just saw the newest West Side Story. Is that pretty? I'm sure you probably enjoyed that, Nick. I'll have to look for your review on that. I know Penguin's Master wants to see that. I have not seen the Hawkeye series yet, Candy Mom. So I'm not sure if anybody else has watched the Hawkeye series or not. I haven't watched that, so I will have to check that out, though. Kind of behind on my Disney Plus watching, or my Disney Plus watching of different things. Kind of behind on a lot of watching different things. So I'll have to check that out. Yeah, Nick, I'm curious to see if you like the West Side Story. It looks fairly good. I'll have to check that out. It's good, the Hawkeye series. Yeah, I'll have to check it out when I get a chance there. I haven't seen my nephew in a while. He's the one that really likes a lot of the Marvel and Star Wars, and I'm sure he's watched the Hawkeye series, and just haven't talked to him about it yet and everything. But we'll go ahead and do pop culture trivia. That's what Catherine will be. So, Catherine will be, you can pick the first category: the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, or 2000s. It is just like the original with some extra scenes. Okay, I kind of figured that when I saw the preview for it. I was just curious on like the actresses and actors and stuff, but I'm sure you'll probably do a review. Okay, Catherine says the 50s. Okay, just trying to get the cards here. Box is kind of tight. But we'll go with the 1950s. Okay, I'll be looking for it there. Now, it's been a while since I watched West Side Story and everything, but I've seen it on Broadway, and then a couple of the high schools that did it also. So, but I know it's different in a movie form and everything like that. And I do have the original movie form. I mostly wanted to see the new West Side Story since it's made by Steven Spielberg. I wasn't a big fan of the original, but thought I should take another shot with it. Yeah, you never know. You might like it, Penguins. But we're going to start with the 1950s on trivia. Which synthetic fiber, known for its elasticity, was invented in 1958 by chemist Joseph Shivers? Which synthetic fiber, known for its elasticity, was invented in 1958 by chemist Joseph Shivers? Yeah, I've seen the Ghostbusters and then the Disney and now I can't even think of the name and the new Disney movie that came out, Encanado movie also, and I enjoyed that. It's enjoyable. But which synthetic fiber, known for its elasticity, was invented in 1958 by chemist Joseph Shivers? Yeah, Encanato. Yeah, that's enjoyable. It's not overly great, but it's enjoyable, and I enjoyed it seeing that. Kathy and Randy get it with spandex. Kathy and Randy get it with spandex. But I really enjoyed the Ghostbusters. Um, that just brought back a lot of different memories and everything like that. So that I would love to go see it again. Just haven't had time to get back to the theater to go see it. So Kathy and Randy, you get the point. You can pick the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s. I can't wait to Christmas to watch it. Yes, I did hear that that's supposed to come out on Disney Plus. That's probably where I'll watch that again. But like I said, it's enjoyable and kind of Coco-ish in a way, but with a girl. The 50s. Okay. 1950s. What was the name of the Wonder Horse owned by singer and actor Gene Autry? What was the name of the Wonder Horse owned by singer and actor Gene Autry? What was the name of the Wonder Horse owned by singer and actor Gene Autry? Not Trigger. That might have been one of his horses, but that's not the name that they have on here. We'll see if anybody can come up with it. And then we'll have to go on to the next question. Not Silver. That's Lone Ranger's horse, Silver. Not Silver. I'll go ahead and give the answer. What was the name of the Wonder Horse owned by singer and actor Gene Autry? It was Champion. Champion was the name of the horse. No one got that one, so we'll go on to the next question. Welcome in, Mike Bush. Okay, here we go. Next question. What type of insects are gigantic in the 1954 film Them? What type of insects are gigantic in the 1954 film Them? Monarch Moments gets it with ants. Monarch Moments gets it with ants. And Shelley Starwalker gets a point for second place. But Monarch Moments. gets the point first. So you get to choose, Garrett, the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, or 2000s. Monarch moments. You get to pick what category you want. The 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, or 2000s. Okay, Garrett wants the 70s. Okay, here we go, the 70s. Here we go. Next question from the 1970s. In the movie Dirty Harry, which actor said this famous quote? You got to ask yourself one question. Do I feel lucky? Well, do you, punk? In the movie Dirty Harry, which actor said this famous quote? You got to ask yourself one question. Do I feel lucky? Well, do you, punk? Mike Bush and Monarch Moments gets it first with Clint Eastwood. Yeah, I got Mike Bush for champion. And Mike Bush just got Clint Eastwood and Monarch Moments. Ooh, you're awake and typing fast, Garrett. I don't have a cigar. Sorry, Candy Mom. I don't even have a candy cigar. If I had a candy cigar, I would say that. And Mike Bush wants the 60s. Thank you. I'll grab the 60s here. Okay, here we go. Next question. Who was the narrator for How the Grinch Stole Christmas, which aired on CBS on December 18th, 1966? And I know I talked about him tonight. Who was the narrator for How the Grinch Stole Christmas, which aired on CBS on December 18th, 1966? Not Burl Ives, not Orson Welles, and not Walter Cronkite. Welcome in, Danny Griswold Family Vacay. Great to see you. And Catherine Wilby gets it with Boris Karloff. Boris Karloff. Good job, Catherine Wilby. And I know I mentioned him a couple times tonight when I was talking about my favorite movies. It was Boris Karloff. Good job, Catherine Wilby. And you get to pick the next category. Yeah, Boris Karloff. He was the narrator for The Grinch, the original Grinch movie. Okay, Catherine Wilby, you can pick the next category. Yeah, Rudolph is Burl Ives, yes. She wants the 80s. The 1980s. Oh, wow, pretty cool, Candy Mom. Now those diamond paintings, wow. I give you credit for that because they look so tiny trying to put those in there. I love a lot of different Grinch things. Okay, here we go for the 1980s. Who traded places with Eddie Murphy in the 1983 comedy film Trading Places? Oh, that's cool. A 3D print of the Grinch. That's cool. Who traded places with Eddie Murphy in the 1983 comedy Trading Places? Welcome in, Annie Koo. Thank you for joining. And Shelly Starwalker and Kathy and Randy get it with Dan Aykroyd. Dan Aykroyd. So Shelly Starwalker and Kathy and Randy. So Shelly, you get to pick the next category. Yes, Penguin Master. So Shelly Starwalker, you can pick the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, or 2000s. Okay, Movie Mania Nick, thank you for joining this evening. Have a great dinner. Good night, Nick. Thank you for joining. And don't forget to hit that thumbs up button if you're on your way out. It does help out the channel and it's much appreciated. So thank you very much. And Shelly Starwalker wants the 80s. Have a good dinner. Okay, another 1980s question. Heaven is a Place on Earth was a hit for whom in 1987? Heaven is a Place on Earth was a hit for whom in 1987? Which singer? Not Tiffany. That song was the best. Well, who sang it, Cynthia? And Monarch Moments comes in with it with Belinda Carlisle and then Shelley Starwalker. So Belinda Carlisle. The point goes to Monarch Moments and Shelley Starwalker. And it was Belinda Carlisle. Okay, Garrett, you can pick what decade you want. Yeah, that's true. I can never remember who sings a lot of songs. I remember the words and stuff. Okay, Garrett, you can pick the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, or 2000s. The 70s. Okay, here we go. Back to the 70s. If you haven't already watched it, go back and watch Monarch Moments Sunday night stream with the talent show. That was pretty fun. Great talent there by everyone who participated. Okay, the 1970s. Who played Hutch in the TV series Starsky and Hutch? Who played Hutch in the TV series Starsky and Hutch? Do you know who played Hutch in the series Starsky and Hutch? This one's a hard. We'll pull a different card if nobody gets it because the other questions aren't that good. Not Paul Glazer. Who played Hutch in the TV series Starsky and Hutch? Monarch Moments and Shelley Starwalker get it with David Soul. So Monarch Moments and Shelley Starwalker with David Soul, who played Hutch. Catherine Wilby was a close third. Okay, Garrett, you can pick the next category. Or Michelle, or whoever's playing in your house. Yes, you almost did. You can pick the next category. The 60s. Okay, here we go. Next question. What doll created by Danish fisherman and woodcutter Thomas Dahm became one of the biggest toy fads from 1963 to 1965? What doll created by Danish fisherman and woodcutter Thomas Dahm became one of the biggest toy fads from 1963 to 1965? And then they did come back around again. Cabbage Patch. So Mike Bush and Catherine Wilby get it with Trolls. Catherine Wilby and Mike Bush get it with Trolls. Trolls. It was the Troll dolls. I remember my aunts had a troll cave little play set and Trolls. So they were Trolls. And Mike wants the 60s. So we're going to stay with the 60s. We had no Trolls in San Jose. I have a Miss Claus troll. Oh, that would be cool. Yeah, I remember playing with a troll cave as a little kid, and then as my nieces and everything were born, Trolls came back around. Okay, here we go. 1960s. Who starred as Eliza Doolittle in the 1964 musical film My Fair Lady? Who starred as Eliza Doolittle in the 1964 musical film My Fair Lady? Yeah, that's true there, Garrett. Could have been. You were deprived out in California. And Kathy and Randy and Monarch Moments gets it with Audrey Hepburn. Audrey Hepburn. So Kathy and Randy and Monarch Moments gets it with Audrey Hepburn. Jeff. Could have been Jeff. Okay, Kathy and Randy, you get to pick the next category. 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, or 2000s. 50s. They want to go back to the 50s. Okay, here we go. Next question. In the 1953 film Gentlemen Prefer Blondes, Marilyn Monroe's rendition of what song has been considered an iconic performance? In the 1953 film Gentlemen Prefer Blondes, Marilyn Monroe's rendition of what song has been considered an iconic performance. And Kathy and Randy and Shelley Starwalker get it. With diamonds are a girl's best friend. Kathy and Randy and Shelley Starwalker get it first. With diamonds are a girl's best friend. Okay, Kathy and Randy, you get to pick the next category. The 60s. The 1960s. Okay, here we go. Next question. Nobody paid attention to Marilyn when she sang. Here we go. 1960s. Florence Ballard, Mary Wilson, Diana Ross, and Betty McGlown were the original members of which female singing group? Florence Ballard, Mary Wilson, Diana Ross, and Betty McGlown were the original members of which female singing group? Okay, Kathy and Randy get it. With the Supremes. With the Supremes. They're the only ones that answered. I guess everybody else dropped off there. But it was the Supremes. Okay, Randy, you get to pick the category. The 70s. I like to have the 1970s. Okay, here we go. Who hosted the TV panel game Match Game 73 when it returned with a changed format in 1973? Ooh. I do see that, Shelley. Sorry, I missed you somehow. So Shelley gets a point. Who hosted the TV panel game Match Game 73 when it returned with a changed format in 1973? And Kathy and Randy and Mike Bush get it with Gene Rayburn. With Gene Rayburn. That's a good guess, Richard Dawson, but it was Gene Rayburn. Okay, Kathy and Randy get to pick the next category. Garrett, stick around because right now there's a three-way tie between Shelley, you, and Kathy and Randy. The 80s. The 80s. Okay, here we go. Which three actors played the role of James Bond during the 80s? Which three actors played the role of James Bond during the 80s? Which three actors played the role of James Bond during the 80s? I will take Garrett, Jeff, and Tracy. That's a good guess. They would have been little James Bond. I will take one of the actors if you name one of the three and give you the point. Shelley gets one of them was Sean Connery, and Kathy and Randy get Roger Moore and Sean Connery, and the other one was Timothy Dalton. So Shelley Starwalker was the first one, and Kathy and Randy got the second. But Roger Moore, Sean Connery, and Timothy Dalton. Okay, Shelley Starwalker, you can pick the next category. The 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, or 2000s. Yeah, Pierce Bronson was a little bit later. You can pick category 60s. Okay, we're done with this 80 card. So let me put that one back. Okay, here we go. Who played the role of Laura, the wife of Rob Petry, on the Dick Van Dyke Show? Who played the wife of Rob Petry on the Dick Van Dyke Show? And Kathy and Randy and Mike Bush get it first with Mary Tyler Moore. Mary Tyler Moore. Kathy and Randy, Mike Bush with Mary Tyler Moore. Okay, Kathy and Randy, you can pick the next category. The 50s. Okay, here we go. By 1955, what did 77% of America households own? By 1955, what did 77% of American households own? So Mike Bush, Kathy and Randy get it with TV, with the television, with the television. Okay, a couple more questions. Pac-Man machines. I think those didn't come out until like the late 70s, 80s, Garrett. Okay, Kathy and or Mike Bush, you get to pick the next category. Mike Bush, the 60s. Okay, a couple more questions here. Here we go. Famous for being the origin of hippie counterculture, Haight Ashbury is a district in which U.S. city? Still waiting for my Ms. Pac-Man machine. Famous for being the origin of hippie counterculture, Haight Ashbury is a district in which U.S. city? And Monarch Moments get it with San Francisco. San Francisco. It was San Francisco. Okay, Mike Bush, you can pick the next category. The 70s. Yeah, he got it first. Okay, the 1970s. After this question, we'll do two more, and then if there's any tiebreakers, we'll do that. But here we go. Who directed the 1974 Western comedy film Blazing Saddles? Who directed the 1974 Western comedy film Blazing Saddles? And Monarch Moments and Kathy and Randy get it with Mel Brooks. Mel Brooks. Hello, Jeff. This Our Dreams. Thank you for joining. Or Angela, but I don't see a emoji. But welcome in. It was Mel Brooks. Okay, Kathy. Jeff did not direct. No. Okay, Kathy and Randy, you can pick the next category. The 80s. And nobody wants to try the 90s or 2000s. Okay, here we go. For the 1980s, here's the question. Which hip hop band created a fad for jewelry made from car hood and grill emblems, especially those from Volkswagen? Which hip hop band created a fad for jewelry made from car hood and grill emblems, especially those from Volkswagen? And not Jeff or Cynthia. Not Run DMC. That's a good answer. Not Marky Mark or Kid and Play. Which hip hop band created a fad for jewelry made from car hood and grill emblems, especially those from Volkswagens? And Mike Bush comes up with it with the Beastie Boys. Mike Bush and Monarch Moments with the Beastie Boys. Okay, Mike, you can pick the next category, Steve. That's a good guess. The 90s. Okay. Boys of Beast. Okay, the 1990s. While Kevin McAllister was lost in New York and Home Alone 2, where was his family? While Kevin McAllister was lost in New York and Home Alone 2, where was his family? And Kathy and Randy and Candy Mom get it with Florida. With Florida. Welcome to the board, Cynthia. With Florida. Okay, Kathy and Randy, you get to pick the category. And after this one, we'll do one more question. But Kathy and Randy, you get to pick the next category. 2000s. The year 2000. Okay, here we go. Who plays the role of Willy Wonka in the 2005 film Charlie and the Chocolate Factory? My dinner is ready. Have a great evening, friends. Thank you for joining, Shelley. You got 8 points tonight. 8 points. So good. Thank you for joining. And congratulations on your 8 points. And you got 9 points. You and Monarch Moments and Penguin Master get Johnny Depp. But it was Johnny Depp. And Shelly Starwalker fakes everyone out and gets the answer. Have a great night, Shelly. You got 9 points. And Merry Christmas if I don't see you in other chats, but see you in the chats. Yeah, what category, Shelly, do you want to pick? On your way out. Okay, so Garrett probably wants the 80s. Okay, the final question of the evening in the 1980s category. Oh, now she wants the 2000s. We'll do a 2000s and then we'll do an 80s for Garrett. But here we go. What is the name of the lion at the Central Park Zoo in the DreamWorks animation film Madagascar? What is the name of the lion at the Central Park Zoo in the DreamWorks animation film Madagascar? Zeus. What is the name of the lion at the Central Park Zoo in the DreamWorks animation film Madagascar? I see one correct answer. And Penguin Master gets it with Alex. Alex the lion. So Penguin Master gets the point for Alex. Okay, Garrett, here is a 1980s question. And then Penguin Master can pick the last question category. But here you go, Garrett. Here's your 1980s. Who was the first pitcher in the history of Major League Baseball to get 5,000 strikeouts? Who was the first pitcher in the history of Major League Baseball to get 5,000 strikeouts? Men without hats. No, wrong answer. Who was the first pitcher in the history of Major League Baseball to get 5,000 strikeouts? And Monarch Moments and Catherine Wilby get it with Nolan Ryan. Nolan Ryan. Okay, Penguin Master. I have a tiebreaker question between Monarch Moments and Kathy and Randy. So you get to pick the category, Penguins. So a tiebreaker question between Kathy and Randy and Monarch Moments. And Penguin Master gets to pick the category, which is the 1990s. Okay, here we go. Okay, here we go. In 1995, I'm sorry, forget it. Here's the question. Who played the role of Annie Porter, a bus passenger who ends up taking the wheel when the bus driver is wounded in the movie Speed? Who played the role of Annie Porter, a bus passenger who ends up taking the wheel when the bus driver is wounded in the movie Speed? And Kathy and Randy get it with Sandra Bullock. They got it first. So Kathy and Randy are the big winners again today with 12 points. Monarch Moments has 11 points. Mike Bush had 8 points. Shelley Starwalker, 9 points. Catherine Wilby, 3 points. Cynthia Candy Mom, 1 point. And Penguin Master, 2 points. So Kathy and Randy were the big winners today. Congratulations. Well, you said you slept through the 90s. Or you weren't born yet, one or the other. She is one of my favorite actresses. That's why at Christmas we watch While You Were Sleeping. Ah, okay. I always felt that she played almost the same character in some of her early films, but I know some people, I know she is a good actress in other areas, but some of the films she seemed to play like the same people, but I can understand. She is a good actress in different films and everything. Okay, everyone, I do thank you all for joining this evening. If you haven't already done so, make sure you hit that thumbs up button. If you're watching the replay, please hit that thumbs up button. Consider subscribing if you haven't already subscribed. It doesn't cost you anything. We go live on Wednesdays at 6 p.m., sometimes surprise streams. We talk about Disney, do trivia. I'm doing Vlogmas, so check out all the Vlogmas videos. And also, go check out everyone that's in the chat, Monarch Moments and Shelley Starwalker. I know she goes live. And This Our Dreams. And I know Penguins Master is doing Vlogmas too. So go check out all of them. And I do thank everyone for joining this evening. So have a great night, everyone. Merry Christmas. And I will see you all in the chats. And let the adventures begin, everyone. And like I said, make sure you hit that notification bell in case I go live some point over the weekend. Have a great night, everyone. And we will see you all later. Bye.